Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Corey, better known as the Seaman. Now I want to welcome you to another edition of the Seaman's Cinema Sit Down. So, while I was in my Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker 24-hour Star Wars marathon, a trailer came out from Mr. Christopher Nolan. It's a trailer I've been waiting for a while. Movie stars John David Washington and Robert Pattinson. It's something that I've been waiting and itching to see this full trailer drop, and I don't know anything about this movie. There's not a ton out there. Even when I was just hitting Wikipedia, I was like, all right, let's just do our basic checks just so we have an idea of what this film is. There's nothing on the plot or anything like that. It gives you the cast, and it gives you that Ludwig Göransson is composing here because Hans Zimmer is working on Dune, who usually works with Nolan, and that's super exciting, dude. Ludwig Göransson. He first big score that we got from him was in Black Panther. He's popped up on The Mandalorian now. He's popping up here. I'm telling you, I've said it from day one, man. The first time I ever saw anything with this guy, I think it was he had a video breaking down how he created, I believe it was the song Redbone for Childish Gambino, and I was like, dude, this guy's awesome. And then I heard his name on Black Panther. I was like, oh yeah, and now he's popping up everywhere. Now you're doing a movie with Christopher Nolan. I'm psyched, man. Ludwig Göransson, you are just becoming one of the best composers in the biz real quick, and I love watching it happen. So that's really all I know about this movie. So I'm so interested to see the trailer. So why don't you pull up a chair, man? Take a seat. We're getting ready to take a look at the first official trailer for Tenet, the next movie coming from Mr. Christopher Nolan, due out in July in IMAX, 35mm and 70mm. Nolan, always using film, man. I love that he still uses film. I think digital creates a lot of things that are easier. I think digital at times can create stuff that is wow, but so glad that we still have a director that will use 35 and 70mm film because it's like a vinyl record, man. The texture and the quality when it's an actual piece of film, it's so nice to see on screen. So I'm glad that all that exists. But outside of that, man, like I said, I don't know anything about this movie other than it's coming from Nolan. Apparently now it's being scored by Ludwig Göransson. It stars John David Washington, Robert Pattinson, Elizabeth Debicki. I saw that. I was like, ooh, Debicki's in this movie. I'm a big fan of hers. Also Michael Caine and Kenneth Branagh. That's about all we know. So I don't want to waste any more time, man. I want to check this bad boy out. So let's get our trusty little travel box up. All right, man. We are ready to get nice and small. So let's shrink it on down. We are tiny. The trailer for Tenet is down below. We are missing something, though. I can't hear this trailer without these headphones. So let's put our headphones on and we'll plug them in so that I can hear this trailer. Now we are really set to watch this. Let's take a look at what Chris Nolan is giving us with Tenet. I already love the score.
We all believe we'd run into the burning building. But until we feel that
whoa,
we can never know. You do. You chose to die instead of giving up your colleagues.
Oh my God.
That test you passed? Not everybody does. Welcome to the afterlife.
So is it like a fake death?
To do what I do, I need some idea of the threat we face.
As I understand it, we're trying to prevent World War III.
Oh snap! That's a big responsibility.
No.
There's the Debicki.
Something worse.
Something worse than a nuclear
All I
holocaust?
have for you is a word. Tenet. It'll open the right doors. Some of the wrong ones, too.
You have to start looking at the world in a new way.
Oh, Robbie! Ho!
Try to understand it.
Wait,
feeling.
what? What is going on?
What'll happen here?
Hasn't happened yet.
Time runs out, 7:17. What? You know me. I love Christopher Nolan. He's given us some of the greatest Batman stuff we've ever seen on camera. He's given us some of the most mind-bending movies of all time. I mean, Memento, which was my first introduction to Nolan, where he tells an entire story backwards. Fascinating and absolutely wonderful. Throw in Inception, another one. Really mind-bending. This actually has a lot of Inception vibes from the look and to some of the things that they're doing in there, and specifically with like the concept of what's real and what's not. Like, I love the idea that John David Washington, is some sort of law enforcement. I don't know if it's FBI or CIA or just a regular detective, but it is somebody who's not going to give up their men to the point that he'll die. I like that concept, and then it seems like all of that was a test to be like, okay, you passed. We know that we can trust you. Now we can bring you into the afterlife. It seems like they're faking his death for him, unless they actually kill him. I don't know. It's one of those things where, Chris Nolan ain't going to give that away until you go see the movie. It's one of the things I love. He's one of the few directors who can continually give us stuff that like just intrigues you, but yet has so much mystery where no one knows what we're getting until we get in there. But like everything that we got at the front half, I was just like, ooh, this looks really good. Like the action looked, that shot of him and Pattinson flying up and then running up the wall was amazing. So I think we're going to see things that we haven't seen from Nolan in the action department. And I think you got two guys that can really, really pull that stuff off. But then you get to the end of that trailer and you're watching that car flip. And then as it's flipping, all of a sudden the glass is picking up off the ground and then it's back on its wheels driving backwards. And you're like, what just happened? And then the bullet holes and John David Washington's like, it hasn't happened yet. And then it's once again, Chris Nolan, my head is exploded. I don't know what the word Tenet means, but clearly it is the thing that's going to bring John David Washington to good and bad things. One of those questions that I'm sure we'll have throughout the whole film, and we'll probably find the answer out too by the end, maybe. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't actually figure out what Tenet means. But I'm sure that'll lead there. And like I said, my head is just... And the visuals look fantastic. The performances look like they should be rock solid. I'm a big fan of John David Washington now. Like, you just seem to start to see him ascend, especially since BlacKkKlansman. And you just sit there and go, oh, man, I can't wait for the day where we get Denzel and John David on screen at the same time. Like, that was one of the things that popped into my head while I was watching it, man. I was like, oh, dude, he's doing stuff that's so good that, like, at some point in life, we're going to have to get a Denzel, John David Washington movie. Because why would you not want that, man? I mean, Denzel is one of my all-time favorite actors, and his kid is showing that, one, he's his own person. He's not trying to do what Denzel did, but he has the same quality of acting in his performances. And then, obviously, if you've been following me recently, you know how much I love Robert Pattinson, and we got very little of him in this movie, but I'm just excited that that's going to be his partner. Like, give me more Robbie P. Get people pumped and excited for him to be Batman and have him playing with Chris Nolan in this movie. You know, he could go to Chris and be like, hey, you got some tips? Like, what? Give me some thoughts about what I'm doing here with Batman. I hope that relationship is really bonded quite well, because granted, why Nolan's Batman isn't necessarily the most comic book accurate Batman, I think that's Batfleck, Mr. Ben Affleck, I think is the most appropriate version of Batman I've ever seen in cinema. But Nolan did some of the best Batman stuff we've ever seen on camera, so I hope that relationship's there that can help Robbie down the road. But, I mean, the cast is big. I'll be excited to see what Elizabeth Debicki has to do, and, of course, Michael Caine and Kenneth Branagh. It looks fascinating. It's, again, one of these movies, Chris Nolan drops a trailer, and you just go, all right, give me the movie right now, Chris, because I want to know what is going on. So yeah, it's definitely a mysterious trailer. It definitely doesn't give too much away, but certainly gives away enough to make you go, why are those things happening? I can't wait to find out. So I dug that trailer. I'm pumped, man. Anytime you say Chris Nolan's name, I get excited. And Tenet, it looks like it should be. I think the last thing we got from him was Dunkirk. Phenomenal movie. Leads in comes out of, if you watch Churchill and then watch Dunkirk, that's a wonderful back-to-back combo, even though Nolan didn't do Churchill. That story connects so well. I digress, but that was really the last big thing we got from him, so I'm pumped to see him go back to the mind-bending stuff where you're not sure what it is you're watching and what's real and not real. Like I said, all interesting themes that are kind of being laid out there, and I'm certainly very intrigued. The question is, are you, man? That trailer got me to just talk probably a bunch of nonsensical nonsense for like a couple minutes, but I'm just so interested, man. I'm like working everything out in my brain right to you. Well, I want you to do the same thing, man. Tell me what you're thinking about the Tenet trailer down below in the comment section, man. What's working? What's not working in the trailer? Is your mind blown and bended up like mine is? Do you want to go see this movie? Is this something that intrigues you? What is it that intrigues you? Is it the mystery? Is it the action? Is it the actors or performances? And if you just don't care, I'd like to know that too, and why. And let me know anything you're thinking about Tenet down below in the comment section. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're new, you won't come hang out with the C-Man when we watching trailers as we move toward July and more Tenet coverage as we get there, well, you can come and join the Cinema Sit-Down Squad. Come hang out with me and my friends, man, right over there. Hit that subscribe button. I'll pop up into your feed. You'll be able to see anytime I'm talking movies. If it's one that you're interested in, boom, click on that bad boy. And if you just like everything we're doing, well, heck, you can hit that alert note, and you'll get alerts every time we drop a video, too. So do that stuff for me. I'll keep cranking on the content over here. And until next time, for the C-Man Cinema Sit-Down, I'm the C-Man. I am signing off. Peace out, baby. Well, if you aren't still here, looking for something else to check out that's C-Man related, why don't you check out a video like this guy or this guy? And if you really want to help the C-Man out in year 2, hit that subscribe button and come join the Cinema Sit-Down Squad, kids. You know what to do. See ya.